Watch the ride.
Hey everybody, got a little bit to talk to you about today, and I've got some packages to open that have been very kindly sent to me. I will address the elephant in the room, and I know it's going to be concerning a lot of people, and they're going to want to know, where is Box G20? I'm very sorry to tell you that Box G20 had a very bad soiling accident involving some oil, and yeah, we've got a new background now. Long live Box G20, you were there from the start. You've got no idea what I'm talking about. I had this one piece of cardboard as a background for so long, and it was like, people are like, G20 squad. Anyway, things I've been doing recently. I have been making clocks. Well, I've cleaned up some discs, and I've made the back plates, which have been brushed and lacquered. And one that you can see I've actually painted. I'm coming up with a new idea, trying something out there. But I'm going to get to putting those together later on in this video. But anyway, I have parcels, because a very kind subscriber has sent me, well, he actually messaged me and said, oh, by the way, you've got some parcels coming, probably 4 separate ones. So it looks like I'm going to have one arrive tomorrow. He thought they were coming on Tuesday, but it's actually Monday and they've arrived. So, let's get into this. It's kind of like Christmas for me. I get, my birthday being 14 days before Christmas, kind of just goes by, and it's like, this is like a middle of the year birthday for me, but every time someone sends me something. What is inside? And do we have notes? We do. Just trying to get through the packaging. Oh, hang on, I recognise this. If it is what I think it is, I've actually got the exact same one. Okay. The battle is over. I think I know what this is, because it is. Sorry, I just had to go in the house, because, as the French would say, I already got the one. But this might solve a problem. You see, this one was actually sent to me by the Crow, believe it or not. And there's some mistakes. Where are we? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, and, as in ampersand, I'd worked out what was missing, R, S, T, U, V, sorry, W, W, X, Y, and Z. And then it's 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 2 W's instead of a V, 2 zeros instead of a 9, and an ampersand instead of an S. We have an S, we have a 9. Come on, V. This is like bingo. V! That's awesome. That means between these two, I now have all of the characters. So as much as it was, you know, it's a shame that I've already got one, you've just made them both valid. So thank you. I haven't actually used these up to now on anything, because on the plates, for instance, this is one of the things, the reason I sign them with a Dremel is if I hammer them through from the back, it's going to show through the front, so I can't do that. But I could do it on some other things that are thick as steel. So a gift from Luke Probert. Thanks for all the great videos. Hope you find a use for these. As I say, well, first one, you have managed to solve a problem. I think it comes down to the fact that these are obviously made in China, and they aren't familiar with our characters in writing. So I can see how V and W could be confused. Ampersand and S maybe. 9 and 0? Possibly. I don't know. Anyway, into the next one. Some autosolve. How did you know? This is what I mean about my subscribers. They're so amazing. They seem telepathic in knowing what I use and also when I need it. So what's in the last one? Oh, some more files. Oh, some smaller ones. Someone sent me some files a little while ago that were quite big. These are a little bit smaller. Very handy. Thank you. Oh, you beauty. This is something I really do. See this one? Little mini clamps. Very handy when you're welding. Two things together, you can clamp together. Honestly, all of this is super useful. I don't have these. I have mag holders, but sometimes you need something to really clamp it down. These are smaller than the ones that I already have. I needed this, and you solved the problem. Luke, my man, you struck gold. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. I really must get to making the next sculpture. As I say, I have been really busy, and a lot of the stuff has not been in my control. But you'll find out about that soon. It's not to do with me necessarily, but great things have happened. No, Reno's not pregnant. I just want to just say that now, because I know what people are going to be like. Now I just want to clamp something with them. No, a bit too much. Oh! Ah! They work great. Awesome. Thank you, Luke. Hold on, there's more. I'm from the future. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Basically, I've had a couple more parcels arrive in between. I was supposed to have got this video made by now, but what's actually happened, when I made the rest of this video on Monday, I put my back out, and Tuesday it was pretty bad, and today it's really bad. I can barely walk. I just want to get these open so we can do it in the same video as everything else. Oh god. I saw the word chili and I was scared for that reason. Chili Wizards. Insane ghost pepper peanut. A hot... Warning, these are made from the hottest chilies. Please use with extreme care. Insane ghost pepper peanut. Coated with chili with its own ghost pepper chili seasoning. I said no. I said I wasn't going to do this anymore. But I'm already in so much fucking pain anyway. What difference is it going to make? You're in my mouth. Promise I was faking it. They're actually really not. No. Oh. Let's see how far the heat goes, because if it doesn't go much further than this, I actually like them. Stop sending me chili stuff. I'm not joking. I don't want to keep eating hot stuff. These are quite nice. I found the note. Hi Spicy, just a little care package for you to help you with the metalworks. It's been said a million times, but great work, keep it up. There'll be another 2 parcels coming after, including some metal polish and a spicy treat. Liam Bailey. Thank you, Liam. I'm now really confused as to who's comes from what, because obviously I thought I was having other stuff come from other people, but to both Liam and Luke, was it Luke? Earlier in this video, I thanked you. Sorry, it was 2 days ago and I'm in pain. And I mean really, really freaking hot chilies. Nuts, but they're nice. Thank you. What are these anyway? Cut resistant gloves. I wonder what they're made of to make them cut resistant. But thank you. I'm sure there will be an example of a time where I'm handling really sharp metals and stuff. That these will stop me slicing my hands to bits. So thank you. They will come in useful, guaranteed. Right, well I'm in a lot of pain with my back. And I'm out. Just try to lean forwards. And my mouth's in a bit of pain, but I'm making up for it, you know? I will eat the rest of these. All I can say is they're hot. They're really, really hot. But they're really tasty. So thank you. I'm enjoying them. Now back to Monday when my mouth isn't on fire and my back isn't broken. Don't tell anyone about this, but I'm going to give you a sneaky peek. You know I'm doing these clocks for Chase on 2 wheels? Well, I've basically cleaned everything up now. Just got the grease off basically and the rust. I will be doing a video of this whole build, like start to finish. It will have less detail in it than my normal ones do, but it will be sort of 15 minutes of, or maybe 20 minutes, I don't know, of both clocks being made, because they're going to be made to the same style, but I want to make it something different, not the explainy type, more the sort of just seeing them made, because obviously for his audience they may not be as interested as maybe you guys are in the technical stuff. But I will give a balance of both. But anyway, yes, I've cleaned these up. These have cleaned up really nicely. As I say, this is just degreasing, steam cleaning, etc. But they've come up nice. Now the chains are in bags with WD-40 because I've cleaned them up properly, and I've got the rust off them, and I just want them to sit in WD-40 and just not get any more rust on them. When it comes to welding them, I'm going to be cleaning them with acetone, pure acetone, to get all of that grease off of them, and then we can weld them and I shouldn't have any problems, hopefully. Although this is, I was worried for a minute this was like stainless steel, but of course that would be super expensive. This is a 3D chain, is it? Yeah, 3D. It's basically chrome plated, but my welder should be able to get through that, but I might have to just scratch up the ends with a little grinding wheel in between to make sure I get good penetration between the links when I weld them. And the other one, which if you remember was extremely rusty, is... wait, it's hard to see. It's not rust anymore. It's very black because I basically used an acid to get the rust off, but I will be, once this is welded, I'll be going over it with a wire wheel and it will bring it back to a nice polished look. But yeah, so you won't be seeing any more of these for quite a while, I'm afraid, because although I'm going to be doing them in the next few days, which is going to slow videos down a little bit because I'm going to have to be making stuff that you won't see, whereas normally I'm making stuff and then you see the videos quickly. Because as I say, that'll be all released when Chase does his giveaway things towards the end of when the rep bike rebuild's all done. I have a deadline. I can easily hit that deadline, but I'm actually going to get them done much sooner. We have soiled the new cardboard. Oh well. Okay, slight logistical error. Basically, I don't have enough of the bolts that I use to put these together to do all three. I have enough to do two, but that's fine. I've got more on order. They're a very particular A2 stainless steel bolt that I use. So I can't just go down the road and get them. I have to get them from one particular person. Well, there's a couple of sellers. So, the Bandit 1200 disc. I sprayed WD all over this before I last touched it, so it was protected. So I just need to go over and give it a wipe over again, and then I can put the plate in it. Oh, questions. I did ask questions. From Twitter, Maycrutch. Damn, I can't think of one. Shout out to Maycrutch for being one of the best subscribers ever. You're awesome. Jess Fox, do you ever regret starting the Etsy stuff because of the amount of time and energy it takes up, especially on top of YouTube, which is already a very time-consuming job or hobby? And have you ever had mini cheddars dipped in McDonald's barbecue sauce? If not, you should try. Okay, on the first one, no, I don't regret it at all, because had I not started the Metalworks, the YouTube channel wouldn't be here anymore, because it's the Metalworks that now supports me. As I've mentioned recently, it's a bit of a problem at times because making the videos takes up a lot of time, and this takes up a lot of time, but this is the thing I need to be doing more to make more money. But if I don't make videos, then, you know, I don't get the same sort of publicity to get the ads for my clocks out there that makes them sell easier. I haven't actually sold one in about over 2 weeks now, but I'm hoping that when I add these new ones on, it will spark some more interest for people to go over there and have a look, and I may well sell some more. So, no regrets at all, because it would have been basically going back to a normal job, normal YouTube. If I couldn't do it properly like I want to, I don't think I'd do it. I don't know, I feel like, I don't want to say it's all or nothing, but I don't know, it's just grown this way over the past 7 years, so, you know. Wolfie, as in Wolfie Picks, what materials do you need? I don't really need anything at the moment. I'm actually pretty good, well stocked. What's his name? Biker Harry, local guy, he supplied me with a load more chain, sprockets and discs and all sorts of bits and pieces the other day. I want to grab them from him. Thank you, dude, really appreciate that. Here's a picture. All that lot. Amazing, thank you, Harry, I really appreciate it. So yeah, thanks to Harry and a few other people. I'm actually quite well stocked on bits. Yeah, I'm alright at the moment, to be fair. I've got a lot of stuff. I need more time. That's what material I need, time. I think I'm just going to have to accept that I'm going to have to spend a lot more time in here and not make as many videos just because I have to, sort of. But I'm sure I can find a balance. Elmer Dane Rapper, will you ever make a crow in the future. I have considered making a crow, but I just the materials basically is when I go to make something. It's not that I go, I want to make a crow, and then I go through my bits and I make a crow from those bits. It's more like I look at the bits and then go, I want to make this out of that. It sort of happens the other way. So yeah, if something ever, like I see something and I'm suddenly like, that looks like a crow to me, you know, you've got to have the vision for the piece before you make it. But then, unlike painting or drawing, you actually need things to have somewhat of a form to what you want. So it's kind of opportunity. Christopher Hopwood, would you ever do any joint projects with other people? Also, are car brake discs any good to you before I take them to the scrapyard? Will I do any projects with other people? If the opportunity arises, yeah, I think I probably would do something. Well, I kind of already am because I'm doing this this thing for Chase. But that's not really sort of what you mean. You mean more like working on something together, each doing your half of the things. I don't know if there's anything in the things that I do that someone else couldn't do. If you know what I mean. I don't know. It's not like I'm a specialist in anything. Oh, and car discs. Thank you very much, but no, car discs aren't any use to me because the main issue is they're so big and heavy that when it comes to making anything out of them, it costs so much to send them and it will be silly. Both for you sending them to me and me sending them to people. And also, generally, they just don't look as nice as, say, a bike disc. You know, they never look like this. So thank you, Christopher, for that very kind offer. But yeah, take them down the scrap yard. Get what you can for them, if they give you anything for them. I don't know if they will. Liam Gardner, will you ever consider making furniture in the future? Things like engine coffee tables, table lamps, etc. that would be cool to see. Right, lamps. Something is, this has been going on now since day one. People have screamed at me and sent me so many pictures of lamps saying, make lamps, make lamps. Yes, I could make some awesome lamps. No, I cannot sell them. The problem is they have to be pack tested and there's other things you have to conform to, and the second you start making something electric, it starts becoming very, especially when you're making it out of metal. Obviously, there is inherent risks there that if I get something wrong, I could kill someone. There have been multiple suggestions to getting around this, but basically, when it comes down to it, it's not a risk I want to personally take. Cool. Right, well that's in. As for furniture, yes, I would like to. The tables, like the engine tables, yes, I would like to do those because they sell for a great price. The only issue with those is delivery. Because they obviously weigh an absolute ton. There is ways around that. It's also space. I have a very small workshop. Having whole engines and stuff in here would just be really difficult. Unfortunately, I can't clear out any more of the stuff that's in here because it's not mine. And then it would have nowhere to go anyway. So, when the opportunity arises, yes. But at the moment, the clocks are working out great because they're small and they're not too expensive and they're unique enough and they've all got a story, obviously, because each one's been on a bike and done thousands of miles, possibly. Who knows what it saw? God, that sounds sinister. Okay, so next question from Mark Stevenson. Do you need any more chains or sprockets? I'm actually really well stocked for sprockets. Unless it's something like a Renthal or a particularly strange shape. Then I'm actually pretty good on sprockets at the moment. Chains, yes, as long as they're not rusty, because it's an absolute nightmare when they are. But I'm not drastic for them at the moment. You know, a lot of this stuff is just having it there. Because there's a few things that people have given to me in the past. I have a Ferrari piston and a couple of other bits and pieces that I can use, but I'm yet to think of how I'm going to make them into something, and I don't want to just go, oh, well, I'll do that with it. And half-arse it. I want to keep them for a special project. So if you send me something, it may not get used straight away, but it probably will do one day, more than likely. Kind of, but don't go out of your way too much at the moment, because I am quite well stocked. Also, where did the name Spicy110 originate from? Not sure if you've brought this up before or not. I can't recall. I mean, any of your old videos. Yes, I have. Hold on a second, I need to get some Velcro. Okay, so basically where my name came from, it was never intended for sort of public use, was I was making an email address, a Yahoo email address, many, many years ago, about 2004, no, probably earlier than that. I was trying to get all sorts of things and it wouldn't allow me them because, you know, this isn't available, this isn't available. So in the end, I just went with something quite silly, and it was to do with a chicken pasty I was eating at the time, a spicy chicken pasty. So basically I made this whole email address, and then years later opened my YouTube account, and that was only so I could comment on things, and when it was picking my name, it naturally goes from the email address, well, it did back then anyway, and it made some suggestions, and that's what it suggested. So actually it's a suggested name for an account which was never supposed to become anything. So no, little did I know that while sat there and I went, oh, for God's sake, and just put something stupid in to make an email address, would it mean that for now 7 years of my life I'm now called that by more people than I'm not. So yeah, it's retarded, really, why I have my name. I wish it had some cool meaning, because I mean, I used to have people say to me, like, you know, oh, Spicy110, shouldn't it be 125? And I'm like, I didn't even know I was going to get a bike when this name was invented. It just happened because it did. Also, when I started vlogging, I just didn't even really consider like what people were going to call me. I just knew I wouldn't give my name away, and then people just started calling me Spicy because that was the name of my account, and I was just like, shall I correct him? And I'm like, well, I guess not. I guess it's best to just leave it the way it is. And I mean, of course, as I say, at that point, I was just going to edit some videos. I didn't know that years later it would be my job and thousands of people would be watching the videos. Or that I'd be doing something like this. So if you're ever in a moment in your life and you think that things can only ever go one way, you're wrong, buddy. You can have anything happen and you'll just never see it coming. At this last stage, I'm currently doing up this nut on here. If I slip, literally, I have to go back to the drawing board. Oi, give us a hand. It's so funny. Not. Darren Lingon, have you thought about mini clocks that you can make quicker? Thinking of cutting a disc into quarters to make a rock like a seesaw. Attach a clock into. I mean, I do want to make smaller things that, you know, are a little bit quicker, but it tends to be that even if you go small, it takes longer. I mean, do you remember those, the little ones, the little sprocket clocks I made? I've still got one. Where is it? So yeah, front sprockets like this, as you know, have got a collar on them, they've got all those teeth in it, and then to put the clock in it, when I did it, I have to get rid of all of that. That is a lot of work, which can go very wrong, because obviously if this isn't round and it's a millimetre too big, then you've got a problem. So actually it can end up taking a lot longer to do other things. If I find some parts that just so happen to have a hole in them that I can just put an insert clock in, then yeah, I could do some really quickly, really cheaply, but to me it doesn't feel so special, because, you know, if you could just find a clock, you know, that fitted in that hole, and I just sort of went press, put it in it, and was like, there you go, then what I'm selling you is an old sprocket with a clock in it that you can just do that, and be like, well, I could have done that. There has to be an amount of workmanship, as it were, that goes into these things, otherwise they don't have their value, in my opinion. So I think, as much as yes, I will make occasional smaller items, it won't necessarily mean they'll be quicker to make. If I was given like absolutely brand new spanking discs, I could, you know, I could chuck them out really quickly. What takes a lot of the time is the cleaning. It's like getting all the rust off. I mean, remember, these are all rusty on the inside, and there was all sorts of marks on them, and it's cleaning them up is a nightmare sometimes because of the circular shape of it. Of the grooves. If you make some mark in the wrong direction, it will become quite obvious. Yeah, it's very, very difficult. I'm trying to work out exactly what you meant about chopping discs into quarters. That sounds interesting. I don't quite know what you mean. I'll probably envisage it later on and be like, oh, I get what you mean. Ian Byron, would you consider making a Street Fighter style bike using the parts from bikes? Do you mean like a model? In which case, I don't know. I don't really want to do the bikes thing because, well, as you know, if we're on the same lines here, model motorcycles, you know, the whole having bearings and wheels and that sort of stuff, it's just so being done. You know, you can even buy them commercially now, so they're going to be super cheap. I mean, they won't be nearly as nicely made or anything like that, but you know, you can get them. Okay, bit of a jump cut. I couldn't find a red second hand, so I sprayed one up and lacquered it and we now have a red second hand, so this clock is now finished, bar a little bit of a polish and a clean. This one is now done and looks great. The bolt failure thing gets deeper. I actually can't finish the other clock either, because can you see how one of these is quite different from the other one? Basically, they're obviously from different batches of bolts that I've bought, and they are not the same colour, basically, so I can't mix them. There isn't enough of one type to use, so I can't finish any more clocks until those bolts arrive, which just goes to show how much of an idiot I am. But it's okay, because in the meantime I need to be welding up Chase's clocks anyway, so the couple of days it should take for the bolts to get here should not impede things too badly. I don't know where I was with the questions earlier, so I'm just going to answer a couple more, because we're probably getting quite long. I'll be honest with you, I'm tired and I need to finish working today. It's oh god, it's already gone 7. I started pretty early this morning. Lawrence Popeye Herbert. I hope that's your real name. How did you learn to weld? Did you teach yourself or have someone to teach you? Basically, I learnt a lot about welding from watching my brother when I was younger. And then because it's the way that I learn things, I tend to watch loads of YouTube videos into a subject way deeper than you possibly need to. Like, I know an awful lot, well, I wouldn't say I know an awful lot, but I know a fair amount about TIG welding. I understand it in theory, but not in practice. And they're two very different things. So I'd understood about MIG welding, I understood the basics of it, and then basically my brother showed me how to do a couple of beads, and then I just had a bit of a practice, and it kind of came to me quite naturally. So kind of, I think everyone who welds teaches themselves, because you can't really be taught, you just can be like, this is what you have to do. It's all down to knack and getting to know your welder, and knowing, you know, your feed rates versus your power, and the materials, and knowing from the sounds, like, you know, whether you need more speed or less speed or more power if your gas is running out or something. Those are things that can't really be taught, they can only be learned. So you kind of teach yourself. But anyway, no, yes, I did have a hand. I wasn't going into it blind. Robert Williams, what is the dream tool on your wish list? See, I'd love like a mill of some sort, or a lathe, so I could make things in metal. But they're really, really big, and I don't know if I use them all the time. Well, for my stuff I wouldn't anyway, but I would like, yeah, I would love a mill or a lathe, or at least have the ability to learn to use one. What else is there? TIG welder. I'd love a TIG welder, but then I'd have to pay a lot more for gas and stuff, and it's like, and for the dirty stuff that I weld very often when I'm welding it, TIG's not the best thing anyway. Anyway, sorry if your question didn't get answered. I was only going to answer a few. This video is probably a lot longer than I realised, and I still have to, as I say, it's 7 o'clock now. I now have to go up and edit a couple of videos, so I can go to sleep before 5 AM, and then I get up to do it all again tomorrow. I'm very tired at the moment, but I do love what I do. The next Metalworks video might be a little way away, to be honest, as in a week or so. But I'll get something together. It's just I've got to get those clocks done, to get that filming done and edited and all done, ready for whenever Chase does his thing, so I can just release it. Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the support, and I'll catch you next time. And don't forget, this isn't on the Etsy store yet. Just got to give it a little bit of a polish. Get it clean. Well, when I say clean, it's been cleaned like 1,000 times. I mean, just like the final once over. And then it'll be done. Right, catch you next time. Bye! This channel is made possible by the support of the audience. Please check out the links in the description and all the different ways you can help support the channel. Any help is greatly appreciated.